Well, immigration enforcement agents in the U.S. may soon be getting high-tech gloves designed to deliver electrical shocks to people they're trying to detain. The plan is to spend between $10 and $20 million to purchase these devices, and it's generating a lot of controversy. The CBC's Chris Reyes is in New York. She's tracking this story for us and joins us live. Hey, Chris, let's begin with what exactly these devices look like and what ICE agents could use them for.
Yeah, let me tell you all about it. Good morning, Arthi. So the glove is literally called GLOVE, which is actually an acronym that stands for Generated Low Output Voltage Emitter. And you wear these devices like you would a glove. It activates on skin only and emits about 30 electrical pulses per second. And the claim by the company that makes them is that it causes no injuries and that they've never had a lawsuit. And it simply creates enough of a shock for the person touched by it to fall to the ground. The advantage of this, according to the company and some law enforcement agencies using it, is that it gives officers an alternative tool before resorting to a weapon. So here's what one retired FBI agent said about it.
I think it is a useful tool. From the beginning of when you start law enforcement training, you learn about the force continuum. Any agent, law enforcement officer carrying out an operation wants to use the least force possible to do what they want to do, which is, conduct that arrest safely. So there are different tools that you have along the way, from verbal commands, soft physical controls, hard physical control, less lethal, all the way up to deadly force.
And the cost of these gloves, Arthi, as you mentioned already, $10 to $20 million for thousands of units if the Department of Homeland Security goes ahead with the order that it posted online earlier this week.
We've mentioned that it is quite controversial. What kind of concerns do these electric shock gloves raise?
Well, to begin with, Arthi, tensions, as you know, as we've been reporting, between ICE agents and the communities that they patrol are perhaps at the highest level it's ever been since this agency was first created back in 2003 under President George W. Bush, post 9/11, when a bunch of different agencies relating to national security in the U.S. consolidated to form the Department of Homeland Security. And even back then, it had many critics worried that this massive, powerful agency would trample civil liberties. But it's really under Trump, and it would be in the first and second administration, that there has been a showdown between ICE and the groups that want it abolished. And just this year alone, as we've been covering here in the U.S., Arthi, there have been several high-profile clashes, including fatal ones with ICE, Renee Good and Alex Predit, to name just two. So the idea that ICE is getting more weapons, even with claims that it's non-lethal, is sparking major concerns, as you can imagine. Have a listen to one immigration advocate.
I could list you more than 20 names of individuals that have been killed at the hands of ICE agents for no legitimate reason. They might be using them against the elderly, individuals with heart conditions who may have a very significant reaction to an electric shock.
So as you can imagine, Arthi, this possible new purchase of these tools will just add more fuel to this already fiery debate about how much power ICE and ICE agents should have. So some have spoken out arguing that these devices actually do hurt. One NYPD officer talking to NPR said that he's 6'3" and 250 pounds, and it made him buckle to the ground. Other advocates say that ICE has been too quick to use force to begin with, and that another tool like this would just lead to more harm and less accountability.
Okay, Chris, thank you for tracking this for us. That is the CBC's Chris Reyes in New York.